Hey everyone, Cam here, and today we're going to walk through flight planning on a Garmin GPS series unit. This applies to the GPS 175, GNC 355, and GNX 375. I'll be using a GNX 375 for demonstration purposes, but the workflow will be the exact same regardless of what unit you're using. The goal of this video isn't to teach IFR procedures or flight planning theory, but it's to show you how to quickly build, edit, and activate a flight plan inside these units so you can stay ahead of the airplane. Let's jump in. Okay, so all flight planning starts in the exact same place. From the home screen, tap Flight Plan. This brings up a vertical flight plan list showing your route from top to bottom in the order in which you plan to fly it. The GPS series handles waypoint sequencing automatically, so once a route is built and activated, navigation is pretty much hands-off. To start building a flight plan, tap Add Waypoint. From here, you can enter airports, intersections, or VORs using the touchscreen or the knob. Enter waypoints in the order you expect to fly them. Put your origin first, then any en route fixes, and finally your destination. If you need to remove a waypoint, just tap on it and select Remove. To change the order, you can insert a waypoint before or after an existing one, which is especially helpful if ATC gives you an omitted clearance or a shortcut. The GPS series makes it easy to edit on the fly without needing to start from scratch every time. Once a route is built, there are a few management tools worth knowing. From the flight plan menu, you can delete the entire plan, invert it for the return trip, or fly a parallel track if needed. These aren't everyday tools, but when you need them, they save a lot of time and button pushing. Okay, now let's talk about activation. There's a couple of different ways to do this depending on what screen you have open, but the most direct method is to tap on the specific leg in the flight plan and just press Activate Leg. This tells the GPS exactly which segment you want to fly, which is especially useful if you're joining the route midway or if you've been vectored to intercept. You can also activate navigation through the Direct To button. Push Direct To, hit the FPL page, and then choose the leg you want to activate from there. Both methods accomplish the exact same thing. The key is just understanding that you've activated a leg, not just a point-to-point navigation to a waypoint. Once it's activated, you'll see the magenta course line appear on the map, and the GPS takes care of the sequencing from here on out. Okay, so if you regularly fly the same routes, the flight plan catalog is a huge efficiency booster. From the flight plan menu, you can store the current route in the catalog. And then later, you can load that plan with just a few taps as opposed to rebuilding it from scratch. It's also worth noting that you can quickly import stored flight plans into the fuel planning utility to quickly estimate fuel consumption for that flight. You can also invert a stored flight plan directly from the catalog, which is great for return legs or training flights. For IFR pilots, having a library of commonly used routes makes flight planning faster and significantly more predictable. Next, let's talk about procedures using an approach as an example. Tap on your destination in the flight plan and select Load Procedure. Then choose your procedure type. In this case, I'll load an approach, specify the exact approach, and then load it. Loading an approach allows you to review it and brief it before flying. Activating the approach should only be done once you're cleared for it. Once loaded, the procedure is inserted into your existing flight plan, and you can manually activate the approach in the timeline when appropriate. The key takeaway here is understanding the difference between loading and activating. Loading is for planning and previewing, activating is for execution. If you're flying IFR, another important flight planning feature to understand is holding. The GPS series, like the GTN, seamlessly integrates holds into flight planning. To create a hold, tap on the waypoint in which you want to establish it, select Hold at Waypoint. From here, you can fully configure the hold to match your clearance. You'll specify the inbound course, whether the hold is left or right-hand turns, and the leg length, either as a time value or a distance. You can also set and expect further clearance time, which is helpful for situational awareness when flying holds in the system. Once the hold is configured, you should always preview it before loading. The preview allows you to visually confirm the entry, the direction, and the geometry of the hold on the map, which helps you catch setup errors before you end up flying it. After previewing, you can load the hold into the flight plan. The hold can be activated manually by tapping on it and pressing Activate, or it'll automatically sequence once you hit that entry waypoint. The key takeaway here is that holds in a GPS series are predictable and transparent. As long as you take a moment to configure and preview them correctly, the unit will handle the entry and sequencing correctly. And that's your 5-minute mastery of flight planning on the Garmin GPS series. You now know how to build and edit a route, activate specific legs, manage flight plans in the catalog, and load procedures efficiently. If you want a deeper dive in every option and menu, be sure to check out my full-length GPS series tutorials. I'm Carr, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.